Well, if you want to hang out for a bit, yeah, that would be good. Okay, a lot going on. Okay, thank you. Okay, it is August 25th, 2026. This is the regular Los Angeles City Water Improvement District Board meeting being held at Hyder's Park. Meeting notices were posted on the website of the library outside the office. I am Elaine, I am the board chair.
John Wells, member at large. Mrs. Al True, secretary.
Melina Ray, treasurer. And she is the district coordinator and the person who spends countless hours working on billing. So now we'll go around with the public. Tom, we'll start with you.
Tom Strezak.
Ed Rowe.
Johanna Rowe.
Joyce Krieger. Liz Bronco.
Brooke Brooks. Irene Brooks. Jennifer Paul.
Ken Robbins.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, this room, the acoustics are pretty. And your name?
Richard Callahan.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming. First, we're going to do the consent agenda. And I think she printed the agenda on both sides, which. Pardon me? What is the same paper? I'm just looking to see. So, Mark may or may not be able to come tonight because he had a big leak on his key, and the water had to be shut off. I think everybody should have gotten a notice, so his participation could be up in the air. So the first thing we're going to look at on the agenda is 4 consent agenda, and we're looking at these board meeting minutes. They were revised. The ones marked revised are the ones that we will be voting to approve. For April 14th, April 28th, May 1st, May 19th, May 26th, June 4th, and June 30th. And so I'll start with Sean. Did you have a chance to, well, I know you looked at them because you caught your name being spelled wrong.
Yes. That's fine. It's not that it's good. Yeah, that hurt.
Okay, and did you have a chance to look them over?
Yes.
And Melina?
No, and I would like to make a motion that we postpone the approval of these minutes until such time that the office staff can provide minutes that meet the Yavapai County Special District's requirements found in the Special District's handbook.
We're going to proceed to vote, and they've been through the minutes and revised them all and look at everything.
Move it to the floor.
So, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve
Move it to the floor.
revised minutes.
Motion to bring it to regular.
Yes.
She has a right to bring this to the general agenda.
Tom,
To discuss.
So tonight, we're going to get one recess, and then we're going to have an adjourned meeting. If people just speak out. So what is it you're saying, Devin?
Melina.
I just asked a question. Did Melina make a motion?
Yes.
I can't hear him.
Did you make a motion?
I did.
Tom, please.
That was me, and yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it. The answer is
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so if there's a motion on the table, it needs to be dealt with.
Okay.
So essentially, we're looking for a second. If there's no second, obviously the motion will not proceed.
Would anyone to second Melina's motion? No seconds.
Melina. Move it to regular agenda.
Recess, 5 minutes.
What a baby.
You don't like her exercising her right to represent us?
Stuff to say.
That's too bad, Elaine. Resign.
She walked out because he wanted to talk. Yeah.
She walked out because she's afraid to face the music.
Exactly.
So nobody seconded her motion, is what I'm saying.
You get the statement?
Melina.
I want to put
Melina.
these things as separate agenda items so we can discuss
Nobody
each
seconded.
one independently.
Listen, nobody seconded, so.
No, Melina.
Not just go, what is the problem?
This attorney should tell you what your rights are.
He's trying to, everybody's.
Okay.
He's speaking and no one's listening. because
Let's
they're
hear
all
it. Let's hear it.
distracted by how much they hate this lady, so.
Let's hear it. She has a right to be hated. She earned it.
Get it, it's what she's not there, so. All right, go ahead.
Right, so if there's no second after the motion, then it doesn't proceed. There's no second, so it did not have the support necessary to reach a vote.
Okay. So
So
now,
that's up to you, you guys can move on. So if somebody else wants to make a different motion, I think that's appropriate.
Right.
And
we're trying to, we have these meeting minutes from April. We revised them multiple times, and so I'd like to make a motion to approve these minutes.
This attorney was
because-
circumventing
Huh?
the law.
Sean, can I just make a comment there before you make your motion?
Go ahead.
So, there's no first, we have not been asked to look at those minutes.
Melina,
Our statute.
you have a right
Other requirements.
to ask this to be moved from the consent agenda to the regular
So I'm trying to
agenda.
get advice from him, so if he's telling me to move on, then I will, but.
He ain't worth shit, okay?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I see,
No,
this
he
is why
ain't.
she went to recess, because.
No, because-
You don't have enough fortitude just to listen, all right?
Because we're done taking crap from you. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done.
All right, so.
We're finished.
Sean, the point is, the meeting minutes.
All right, we'll move on
Tom,
from.
stop.
We'll
I want to hear what the
put these to
attorney has.
another time.
Tom, no, we're good. I want to hear, everyone's going to shut up.
All right, please tell me.
Can you turn that up?
Yeah, I'm happy to show. And so again, what I was saying is, we have not been asked to look at those minutes, so I don't know that they do comply, but I just wanted you to, and I know Elaine is aware, and I think the board is as well, there are statutory requirements of the content, what has to be in those minutes that's set by statute. And so before you approve those minutes, I would just make sure you're comfortable that they do comply. I know the last version that I saw did not comply.
All right.
Again, I know they've been revised, but they may not comply.
Perfect. If it doesn't, if it's not good, then I'm not gonna approve anything. So we'll just move them to the next time. Right? We're just not gonna.
New chair?
We're just not gonna approve them today. That's all.
Yeah, and if you cannot,
So what she said, then I second what Melina says, and there you go. But we have to be able to listen to what he's saying, because I can't make a decision if everyone's screaming. Sorry, I'm not trying to get nasty, I'm just like, I got frustrated because I'm just trying to get through this shit. All right, so I'm gonna second what Melina said. Can you read this? What is she doing?
So she made a motion down, and we have, no, it doesn't matter what I.
So Elaine left, but it's like, dude, we gotta keep up moving here.
do you have a quorum?
Yes, we have a quorum.
Okay, then you are allowed, you can proceed.
There you go. But we're gonna proceed. I'm gonna add this together now. So we're moving forward. She made the motion. I'm gonna second that motion because we're gonna move forward. If it's not meeting the requirements, then we have to move. Then we have to move it to another time.
So let's get
They were supposed to be in a recess, what are we doing?
Your
We
5
still have
minutes.
a conversation because we're still on
Recess?
But what it is
You mean
if-
timeout?
I asked him, said, so you guys looked at these things to make sure it meets requirements? He says it doesn't. With the last version he looked at, it doesn't meet the requirements. So we should push this off until we make sure that we're.
Can you put the phone down so I can hear? I don't know that I sent Devin the ones that were corrected, or the ones that were.
That was my comment. That was my comment. I don't know what you're approving right now. I haven't seen those. I just know the last version that I saw not meet the standard.
Correct, and it was revised subsequent to that, and revisions were just completed yesterday, and we were at recess during those discussions. I called a recess. We will absolutely not have people talking out of turn, just yelling. This needs to be a respectful meeting.
So what were the things that you saw that made it not within standards?
Well, essentially, there's not enough detail. There needs to be a general description of the matters discussed. There needs to be an accurate description of the legal actions taken.
And Barbara went through all of the ones that are noted as revised, every single one, and revised them.
She also used Devin's,
Pardon?
she also used Devin's guidelines in order to rewrite those.
She did.
Well, again, so maybe they do comply. I'm not saying they don't. I just want everyone to be aware of the rules and the requirements. That's all.
Well, again, I looked at them, and I watched Barbara revise all of the ones that are noted as revised, which is why some are not noted as revised. She listened to videos, and she's the board chair of the mayor's school district, so I'm confident she knows what to put into meeting minutes. So there was no second on Alina's
I
motion.
have a question.
Yeah.
Did you see yesterday's update?
Yes, I got 8 attachments yesterday, okay? I didn't have time to watch all of the meetings. I didn't have time to scrutinize all the revised minutes. So I'm not going to approve them because I don't think they're correct.
That's your
And
right.
I don't have the recording, so I can't check.
And that's your right. So, Devin, what is the next step?
Well, so Alina's motion did back in a second, so essentially it's an open floor. There is for another motion. If you want to make a motion to approve the minutes marked revised, then it's up to the board to determine whether they feel comfortable with the compliance issue we discussed. But the floor is open for a motion at this point.
Vince, did you look at the meeting minutes?
I did. Actually, I think I was only at one of them, but I did read them. And legally, I'm not familiar with the legalities, but I don't think it's a big deal. It's meeting minutes.
So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve only the revised meeting minutes.
I mean,
I would like to request to move this consent agenda to the regular agenda for each individual meeting. And I would request one more time to have the recordings.
We don't
You
have the
were
recordings.
told to
This is not
provide
the
me-
recordings, it's
You
not
were
on the...
told to provide me those recordings, and you're ignoring the lawyer's advice to you. So what have you got to hide? I am prepared right now, today, to give you my notes for free.
No, let me know.
You don't need my notes, you have the recordings. I could only access 3 of those
First of
meetings.
all, Melina, yelling is not...
I'm not yelling, I'm speaking loudly.
you have to speak loudly in this room. You can't whisper. It doesn't work very
I will
good.
adjourn the meeting, Melina. So I'd
That's
like to
your prerogative.
I'd like to entertain, is there a second on the motion she made to make each agenda, or make each set of meetings?
You don't have to motion that. It's not something you need to motion. She has a right.
Mike, or Tom, do you want me to?
You're supposed to offer her to do that.
One more time you do it, the outburst again, we will adjourn. Last
That's nice.
time,
Yeah,
we will adjourn.
Can't take the heat, get off the board.
Yes?
I don't know why you didn't stay. You're so involved in it.
You said we were.
You know, she's not even doing what the chair's supposed to do. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys know what you're supporting here?
Tom, I am 2 breaths away from adjourning this.
You always are 2 breaths away. You have to go do timeouts because you can't take the heat. Yeah, okay. Why don't you do a 360 with your head? That would look good too.
Tom, you need to stop talking.
Go for it. This attorney needs to
Stop
bring the
talking,
truth.
Tom, please.
Yeah, let's have the attorney
Tom,
do some
you're
truth
disrupting
here.
the meeting.
Sean said he would second it.
Second.
Can Tom hear me? I want you to ask Tom, please. I understand you're frustrated. Please let us proceed. That would just be my request. We're trying to get these things handled appropriately. We're working on it.
Yes, please.
We would keep it as a functional,
Please.
respectful board meeting.
Okay, yes. Okay, Devin.
So, thank you, Devin.
So please give some good guidance.
So Devin sent over a waiver
we did it.
So then you guys adjusted to it.
Yes.
So the version that I looked at, I found a couple of spelling issues. Now we're good to go because the formatting is to the standard.
Correct. Remember when you said your name was spelled wrong?
Yes.
Was that not corrected?
Yes.
Everything that was pointed out was corrected as indicated, even by making sure your name was spelled correctly. Barbara followed the format that she was given, did she not, Alicia? She did. Okay, so Vince, would you like to? I'm sorry, Dennis?
After there's been a second, I'd like to make a few comments.
Please make a comment.
This
Did
will
you
be
make a
going to the
motion to
ombudsman's
approve the
office.
minutes?
Yes.
Did you second it? Any comments?
Yes, I would just like to state for everyone to hear, this is serious. I want to be clear on that. They're just meeting minutes in one context, but the content of those minutes is set by law. If you adopt minutes that do not comply with the law, you have violated them. So I just want to be clear. I thought I heard a comment that this is not a big deal. I just want to be clear that the requirements of the content are set by law. That is not a negotiable fact.
And Kevin, Barbara revised all of the minutes. I read the minutes. Sean read the minutes. Vince read the minutes. And based on our understanding and the revisions that were made, we are
Discussion.
confident that they comply.
You're being circumvented.
Before we can pull forward on this, I want to just take a look at the
Sean, pull up March 24th. That's the last one that I did that complies.
Yeah, I want to see the April too, because I want to verify that it's in the meeting what he's talking about, so I'm going to go through a little bit. So we're not doing it blindly. If we look at it and say, okay, this is meeting requirements, I'll feel a lot better about it than saying, yeah, good to go. Obviously, I might have this. I got to look at it again.
I have some more discussion about it.
We discussed it.
We're not taking questions right now, thank you.
It wasn't a question. It was a statement. I was just going to say, why don't we just
I
leave
have some
it
more discussion about it.
We're not doing discussion right now, we're looking at some meeting minutes, thank you, Melina.
Why not just postpone it? That would make sense instead of wasting time.
Just move it to regular consent agenda and discuss it. Get it over with.
Don't even need a lawyer for that.
Simple. And the attorney should be telling you that. That's all right. The ombudsman will get wind of this.
Oh, you're on yours, you're on the laptop. Can you?
Are they not in your email?
And it should be in the email sent to 7.
While we're looking for those minutes, I also want to address the prior comment about moving the items from the consent agenda to the regular session agenda. There does not need to be a motion for that. Should I make that clear as well?
Don't need a motion.
Should have a board meeting for every single meeting, and that way we can spend the rest of our.
I can't hear you.
There's
It's a
no
whisper.
reason to listen.
reason to assess that.
It's a
She's
whisper.
not even a member of the community.
Yeah, she's.
I am not.
If there's any more disrespect shown towards her or
She's
anyone else
disrespecting
who's
us, Elaine.
here, I will adjourn the meeting.
Okay, well, she's
She's being
disrespecting us.
treated respectfully.
So should
period.
we.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah. She's considered a woman, she can take notes.
I'm looking,
Still waiting. Audio recording. Of the meeting where they claimed to have voted
The 6,000.
for the $6,000. She's not getting it. They're she's being stoned.
They're supposed to be.
Everything's supposed to be audio recorded. When I was secretary, there's not a thing that got missed. Executive sessions, part 1, part 2, part 3 of meetings, nothing got not recorded. Every bit of it got audio recorded, and it's supposed to be. Except, oopsie. Yeah, that can happen.
Devin, let me just forward you the email, okay? Did he look at it?
Yeah, that's fine. Just gave me a I was like, oh, Jesus.
Can you, what email are you address are you at, Devin?
My email is dwight.
What?
It's
D-White.
Okay. So it's your same email. I just sent it.
Just take a look. Just like here.
I don't take care of that. Well, it's how the attorney takes care of it.
Okay, just make sure the formatting is, there's nothing information, there's nothing detail.
Okay, until we're done with this. Wait.
Lawyer tells her that meeting minutes are it's a standard. You just wasted all this time.
Can we move on to something else while you take a look at that?
Come back to the
Because now I get to see them. Because she didn't publish them on the website. They're still the old, I checked.
Yes.
They're still the unrevised on the
Right,
website.
you said you wanted to go to regular session.
So that's
Transparency.
transparency.
Go to regular session.
I want them all individually to go to regular session.
Yeah, she wants to teach one individually in a regular session.
Okay, I guess, and so the purpose for that would be to look through
But even if the meeting minutes,
each of the more detailed.
Is that the purpose to look through a little more detail in each one of them?
Yes, yes, because I believe they've been falsified. You laugh.
That's not funny at all.
I believe they've been falsified. And, Mr.
Oh,
Lawyer,
that's not funny.
listen up to this, Mr. Lawyer. The item in dispute is not even on the agenda for that meeting, so it shouldn't have been discussed in the first place. And then to have them cut and paste it into those minutes is falsifying the minutes. So go ahead, approve the minutes, guys. Go ahead.
Looking at them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is.
setting yourselves up for.
What agenda we're talking about, I would need to see those, but.
We spent a lot of time talking about them at the last meeting, a lot of time. Melina went through each one. She sent an email.
Oh, no, I didn't go through each one. Now let me go through one.
Excuse me.
How did we end up 12 meetings behind?
It was a report card and not per meeting minutes. So we've spent a lot of time here. Did you get the email?
I have an email right now.
Okay.
How can Vince approve minutes that when he wasn't at the meetings and he hasn't listened to the videos? I mean, just reading doesn't indicate whether.
We're not required to video the meetings. Tom does it. You should ask him for the recordings.
No, I just meant like how do you approve it if you weren't there? And it's.
I can't hear you.
She's saying, how can he approve something? Well, the three of us can do it.
Right.
He's not approving it. He's looking to see if it meets the legal.
There's enough
No,
information.
Vincent.
Well, there has to be a certain amount of detail, yeah.
Yeah, the requirements are, there's 4 requirements, that's all. The date, the time, the place of the meeting.
That's all there.
The members of the public body board is either present or absent. It looks like I see that too. That's our roll call board members, that's on there.
They didn't do the roll call
There needs
at
to
the
be a
last
general
meeting.
description of the matters considered, not a transcript, but a general description.
Okay.
I'm looking through, I see agenda item A, the approved Tom's resignation. There's no discussion, it appears, this is not stated. Item B, there's some language in there describing what you did.
That's the one Eileen trusted.
I would say, you know, this is certainly moving in the right
You're saying
was
everything's
discussed.
acceptable.
Some definitely do, but others
They could
don't.
be.
Why that was is hard to
I would highly
No, she's not.
question a lot of this. I used to review the minutes because I was responsible. I used to review the minutes.
So you can catch it all.
I don't know what the revision is. They're garbage.
Yeah,
They're garbage.
it's comment. I think it's a well-made comment, Lisa. And my only concern, obviously, is not looking at the April item G.
But May 19th is highly questionable.
Regarding interview, evaluation, hiring, or possible hiring of chair water manager, which is Paul.
Yeah.
And there's a motion. So I guess I'm left with the understanding there was no discussion. You see what I mean?
Gotcha.
There was no discussion about Paul's qualifications or, what was discussed for that item.
Yeah.
I just see that motion.
But we definitely discussed it, so I get what you're saying.
Right.
Okay, so, for the sake of time, we will, I will ask Barbara to once again revise those same minutes, and then we will put it on the agenda for the next meeting, which most likely will be September 1st, because we have some election things to take care of. So moving on to 5, reports and correspondence.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'm still on the consent agenda.
Okay, what is it?
Before the next meeting, I would like to have those recordings. Mr. Whittington told you at that last meeting we had at the library, I pointed right to that little recorder box and I said, she has to give me this recording, and he said yes. So give me that recording.
If you want to come into the office...
I'm not going into the office.
Please.
I will not go into the
If
office.
she wants to come into the office and listen to it, but we do not have video recordings. We do not have the recordings on the device. The meetings were recorded on, and I find it ironic that Tom recorded meetings and posted them for a long time, and nothing was ever said. Now suddenly, people are wanting the device with the original meeting, and we discussed that last week. We're not using a device. We're using Zoom today, but we have the recording only of last week's meeting, and that has been explained to Melina in the past. That's all we have. We can't give her what we do not have.
What did you do with the recordings from the May 19th executive session? Where is the recording from the executive session from May 19th?
May 19th, the executive session would not have been recorded. No
Yes,
one
it
would
was
have been-
recorded.
And I don't know who recorded it.
Well, you had the thing in your lap the whole time.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
You guys just
I know.
took the loss.
So
That's all right. Go on with your meeting.
Thank you.
Go on with your meeting.
Thank you. So we are going to go on with the meeting. And the next one will be a chair's report, activities during the previous month, chlorine and propane fire. And I never cease to be amazed at the things that people have come up with. Unfortunately, what I'm seeing is that the values of people are declining in this midst of the election and people expressing their unhappiness. And so when people lie or make things up or spread fake news or Facebook fables, that really tells me that it says something about the integrity of the person who's doing that. So we have a fake news flyer wherein it was stated that I will not order chlorine that is needed for wells or propane. And I'm not even going to really respond. This is nothing but nonsense. Not a word here is true other than yes. I did take the money the district owed me for gas for going back and forth to BMO to make deposits. The rest of this information, totally fake. And if somebody has, the thing I think I find most astounding is people say a lot of things, but there's no proof to back it up. And so, by the way, and this is what was really funny. This was left at the office door, in front of the office door. And I thought, what in heaven's name? And so I looked, and guess what? The person who left it is on camera.
Good.
And I think what's really appalling is if somebody doesn't have the courage to hand it to you, or doesn't have the courage to ask for the facts, they just try to be sneaky and leave a little thing in front of the door. So,
Can we see it?
pardon?
Can I see that?
Sure. I didn't think things could get lower, but it would appear that they are. And when I asked the person who put it at the door about putting it at the door, they denied it. They just straight up looked at me and said, nothing. And then when I told them that it was on camera, well, that was a different story. So if people are willing to lie before they make it to the board, what's going to happen when they get on? So, fee schedule committee. I wanted to be,
So it's not true, what you're saying, because I was trying to see that. What you're saying is, it is not true what this says that.
this is not on the board for, on the agenda.
You just brought it up.
Yes,
It's on the
absolutely.
agenda right here.
So we can then just see the state.
That's why it says
Right.
Vendors of chlorine, and I made the arrangements to have 10 picked ups and plastic seals so that they would be safe.
Right, because they had the program, you did, because they hadn't been, right?
Yes.
We're off topic because stock fees broke.
I need to hold it in front of the camera so everybody can see it.
She brings
Could
it
you
right
hold it
in.
let everybody see it?
What was on the agenda? Report.
Right, the board is not discussed, and they're discussing. This is not open for discussion. This is not a topic for discussion. It was simply a report. So, fee schedule committee, I wanted to be, I'm sorry, what? What?
I will do it again. All right, the board may not discuss, deliberate, or take legal action on any matters raised during a report unless the matter is specifically identified on the agenda. Action may be limited to directing staff to study the matters or placing it on future agendas. That's what I was going to discuss.
Could you hold it in front of them so everyone?
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the second one now. Fee schedule. I would like it to be noted in the minutes that the board invited owner users, members of the community to form a committee to help review the fee schedule, to make modifications or changes, and that no one contacted the office or called interested in engaging in that committee. The Water Angel Share Committee, that was the same thing. We mentioned that we even had the attorney months ago draw up the paperwork needed so that we could consider and look at how to implement a share committee to help our struggling members of the community to pay their water bill. And I would like it to go on the record that no one in the community, no owner user called or contacted the office to follow up on engaging in that. This is not for discussion. Sorry, Brian.
You talk.
Yeah, the attorney was going to write something up.
Update regarding, so please note that in the minutes that both of those committees, no one has stepped up.
I stepped up at the last meeting, note that in there.
This is not open for,
At the last
cannot discuss.
It's not discussing.
That was your
And it was, they needed to call the office.
You didn't
No,
know.
Debbie said you needed to finish.
This is not open for discussion, I'm just gonna
Well,
leave
then make
it.
it accurate, make your discussion accurate, ma'am.
Correct. If you're interested, call the office, it cannot be discussed right now in this meeting because it's not on the agenda.
Yes, it is.
What's this?
It is not for public discussion, as Sean just read. Want to read that again, Sean?
Unless raised.
So we're going on to the operations manager's report.
Wait, you forgot about sales tax.
Sales tax, we have another week before we can contact Department of Revenue. That was the time frame. It takes 30 days to link the new people with the account. And we were not on the account, hence the issue. And it's, so that's underway for, in hopefully getting linked onto that next week. So 5, reports and correspondence. I'm sorry, operations report, Mark, he's not here. So we're not going to we can't address any of those. We can't do C. And this is Alicia. She's just going to comment. This is not open for discussion. This is not on the agenda. It's just part of the reporting. It can be discussed at the next meeting if it is on the agenda as a discussion topic. Zero reading accounts. How many zero reads are we getting on this now?
0 reads, dogs, fences, gates locked, 163 accounts. Billing update, after working through the multiple 163 that don't have any numbers on them and some reads that are questionable, the bills should go out, I hope.
Okay, Alicia, thank you for all of the work that you do on that, on billing. It's crazy, and it's just a lot. So we're going to go into business. Discussion and possible action regarding hiring a part-time temporary utility clerk. We did not extend Barbara's contract to maintain that position as it was. We placed it at Indeed, had a number of responses, and Vince and I met with Jacqueline Bullphelps. We have a resume. She was very, very impressive. I think she'll bring a great new dynamic to the team, to the office. Her experience is varied, and she has a bachelor's degree in public relations, and she has experience in finance and in banking as well. Vince, what were your thoughts?
Very nice. She has a very varied experience. Everything from loan officer to teaching, which is a tough trade right there. She's competitive, and it's something that she can easily learn.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's not that complicated.
Devin, you might have to keep me on line here. I have a contract, but that's for the next topic discussion to vote on. The rate of pay would be the same, $24 an hour, with a 20 to 25 hour work week.
Is that the same contract we have tonight?
It is the same one. I just took out, and I can send it to you as well, but yes, it's the same. And with that, in there you're going to find Sarah has not completed the utility clerk draft of the job requirements, but what I included in your packet there are a lot of possibilities here, but this just kind of lists some of the general duties and responsibilities that she would be responsible for. And some of them are the same thing, it's just worded differently or under a different heading. This is just to give you a basic idea of what some of those responsibilities could include.
So would that help Alicia? That takes the bulk off of Alicia? That position? No?
It's Barbara's spot, right? What's it, Barbara?
Right.
This one's Barbara. This one is Barbara's spot.
I just wondered if it would help Alicia when her plate is overflowing.
That's the idea. So I'd like to entertain a motion to bring Jacqueline Bullphelps on as the new utility clerk.
So I would like to make a counter motion. Can I do that? You just gave us this board packet. I don't have enough time to read this board packet in 5 minutes. I would like to take this board packet and this resume and all this junk that you just gave us 5 minutes before the meeting started, and I would like time to go home and read it and study it and make up my mind, because I'm not going to allow you to bully me into rash decisions anymore.
Okay,
Not
thank
this
you,
far of
Lena.
a while. This is not from today, this is from a while ago.
I just got it, just now.
She's being circumvented, probably.
So, she don't send
We're
me
gonna have to
all
look
the
into these emails.
I'd like to entertain a motion to accept Jacqueline to come on as the utility clerk. Any discussion? All in favor of Jacqueline being taken, or bringing her on as the new utility clerk
One question, when will she start?
as soon as possible? Say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
Melina is opposed. The other three are good. And I think everybody will find her. I think she's going to make a great addition. So next we're going to do discussion of possible approval of the utility clerk employment agreement. And this is the same one that was used with Barbara. And Devin, I will send it to you, but it has all of the same pages, including Exhibit A, which would be the list of potential responsibilities. And then we have Exhibit B, affidavit of lawful presence on the back. So I believe it's a complete agreement.
Okay, very good. Sign, yes, send it to us for our file, thank you.
So, if this is approved, does that mean we can move forward in bringing her on, or do we have to wait for something else? Because
No, as I just heard the motion, you both approved the hiring of Jacqueline and approved signing of the employment agreement, is that correct?
we're doing the employment agreement now.
Okay, so make sure to include in the motion who is going to be authorized to sign that on the district's behalf.
Why don't we just sign that?
The board chairman will sign it. That's correct.
Okay. So I would like to entertain a motion that we accept the Long Canyon City Water Improvement District employment agreement for the temporary utility clerk, with it being signed by myself, the board chair. Second?
Yes.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss it. I haven't even read it yet, because I just got it.
Is the same one as,
I just got it.
okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Melina, being the
You can
name.
abstain.
Didn't say you didn't vote.
You can abstain because
Okay, C. Well,
you didn't have
She didn't even
time.
ask me.
She didn't vote.
would you like to abstain?
I don't know. I'd like to read the agreement.
Okay, so the motion passed. C, discussion of possible action regarding retaining Barbara Von Moses to provide services on an as-needed basis, which would include training Jacqueline on the building. Because Alicia absolutely does not have time. And if there were ever a situation where, and it happened last week, where both Alicia and Barbara had to be off on the same
What
day,
could go wrong with that?
having someone in nursing is called PRN, you work as needed. There's no, and Barbara is graciously willing to do that, and having her train the new person and easing the burden on Alicia would be great. And having a person who can come in if one of them is sick would also be very beneficial.
The question is that an individual who can no longer help, so to speak?
Well, as needed would be as the office needs her. I don't know how long it would take her to train, but we could do with like 30 days, a review in 30 days to see how the training's going.
Well, that's what I was thinking. At some point, she might be needed.
That's not, no, that's the point of PRN, is if Barbara or Jackie were to get sick, then I could just pick
No,
up the
this is a different
phone.
story. If she's not available to come to work, then I'm okay with that. But they have her training within the employee, so that she can take time and make it.
So, we could go with an initial 30 days to see how it goes.
That sounds reasonable.
Because I know Barbara is going to have a personal matter going on soon. So,
But 30 days sounds reasonable for training.
and the $24 an hour rate would be the same. So essentially, it's the same thing as the temporary unit utility clerk. Can I call it a PRN as they do in nursing, which is as needed?
This ain't the hospital.
Yes.
You call it PR.
Well, it's as needed. We just refer to it as an as needed.
Yeah, it's something to the effect of temporary on-call or something to that effect. I'm not sure. Is there anything in contract that's...
PRN is not just a term used in hospitals. Pardon? On call.
So anything is asking for?
And again, the rate would be the same rate, and we would start with a 30-day training period, and then we would reassess that.
So it may not be every day, it might be only a couple days a week.
Is there enough money?
As needed.
Is this a major?
Yes, so Mark,
We're not talking about.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And there are budget matters to discuss tonight, but not today. Okay, so I'd like to entertain a motion to allow Barbara to work as needed as a temporary utility clerk and train the new staff proceedings. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
No.
Molina's name, 3 ayes. Okay, so now let's get into the stuff that we have 45 minutes because we spent so much time on stuff. So the district, Devin, what is the term? We're going to have another, how did you refer to it? This is the budget meeting regarding these fees.
The public hearing.
We're going to have another public hearing with the proper notices made and the public notified regarding rate schedules, both commercial and residential. There are some that we need to kind of modify, some we didn't address, and so I want to make sure that this is all in acceptable order. I put a rate schedule out for people so they can use it, write on it. I separated it by page so that each page has a heading. We're not going to, and I did it this way for ease of making sure we know exactly what it is that we're putting in writing. So we're going to go to page 3 to start because we are not increasing anything in the tier rates. Monthly penalties for late payments on page 3. I read in the policies and procedures that there was a 3% late fee, and that was applied. However, I noticed that it was at 5% in another part of policies and procedures, and I don't know which is correct. So we need to discuss if we want a 3% of the total bill as a penalty, or if we want a percentage of the total bill as a penalty and $15 if it's 30 days past due, or if we just want it past due. How do we want the penalty part to work? There's a
We've been charging 3%.
I think on the bills I've seen 5%, but the bills are going So do we want to charge a 3% and or a 5% and $15? Some people were opposed to having the percentage tagged on of the total bill as a penalty because they felt they were being dinged twice for a late payment.
I agree with that.
That they were being dinged twice.
From my experience, most companies, including our trash collection, they have a set amount for a late payment, not a percentage. So I think the set dollar amount is fair.
I'll ask one at a time to comment if you think the fixed comment is fair or the percentage and fixed.
Can't even hear him.
Pardon?
We can't hear him. Can anyone hear him?
Nope.
We don't know what he's saying.
Vince said,
We can hear you just fine.
great,
It's him.
that's
He
because
says
I
opposed
have
to
hearing
anyone, I
aids.
can't hear it.
Vince, would you like to speak up and repeat that?
Yes, I think that the set dollar amount is fair
There you go.
to everyone instead of a percentage. You got that?
Yes.
Not barely.
That's enough.
$50 amount instead of a percentage.
Does anyone have a comment? Just one at a time, please.
As I said, most companies, from my experience, have a set dollar amount for the late payment.
Yes, Ed?
And that's
So is it going to be, so you're late, right? You got a late bill. So it's going to be a $15 for that bill. But if that bill goes beyond, say, another 30 days, is there going to be another 15? Or would it take effect as a percentage? Or is it just going to be that one $15 charge? That's it.
That's a good
Do you
question.
understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I would have to think that it would be $15 for every month they're late.
For every 30 days
Correct.
past due. Okay. I just want to make sure we're,
Right, no, that was a good question,
Are you
thank
good
you.
with that, or do you think this should be a percentage of what they say? So say it's a guy that has like a $500 bill, compared to a guy that has a $34 bill. $15 to the guy that only spends $34.
correct. I agree that, I see both sides. The 15 is easier for people to budget because if they know they're going to be short, it's easier for them to budget what it's going to be. But like you said, if it's $500 versus $35, then it's not very fair to the
They say
public.
I'm late with $500 a month.
And-
They charge me 15 more, who cares? Some people.
Same with, yeah, because like a commercial account per se is going to be bigger than a residential account. Or do you want to do a different penalty for commercial versus resident?
I almost thought like a percentage of what they're like, take 3 months, what's their average, take a specific percent of that. That way it's more impactful for a guy that's using so much more because, you know what I mean, like it's gonna be.
I don't think you can do that like that legally.
That's a good idea, we could look at doing.
I don't know, I'm just
Right. I don't think that's
Sean?
legal.
That actually will mean that someone has to have the brain capacity to be able to figure out the percentage.
Not only the brain capacity, I was going to say, someone has to spend the time to calculate it.
I'm not sure that capacity is there.
Alicia, go ahead.
Enhance has the ability to add those penalties as they.
I thought we were
So,
getting rid of it.
if you have a bill and it's late and it charges you $1.50 penalty, it's a percentage of what your bill is late. So, and it will keep accruing that percentage each time it's late on that particular account. So if this month you're $60, next month you're $80, and then the following month you have a $100 bill, it's still gonna do those percentages off of each of those individual bills.
So-
Just letting you know, I don't care what you do.
Enhance and automatically
Yes.
calculate a percentage.
Yes, sir.
What about the other company?
We don't have to have the brains to
I'm
do
sure
it.
it does. Umbrellas.
We don't need the brains, Enhance does it automatically.
Yes, sir. I don't have to have brains. I just push the buttons.
Well, I would think after water bills too, but that's not the case.
So you probably gain more than the capital-wise by doing a percentage. Not that you want to harm people more or charge them more, but maybe that would be more
What if,
simple.
what if we did both? What if it was like this? What if we did, you could be, Okay, the first 2 months, you get $15, but after that, the third time, is a specific percentage of it now, because they have to have some insurance, because we have to be able to pay for the stuff we have to get paid for.
Keeping track of all of the late things is a
We'll
challenge.
have to be smart enough to do that. I'm not sure we are.
I don't
Yeah.
think changing
I'm not sure we're smart enough to do that either.
I don't think changing
We
it.
can just pay our bills on time, I don't know, that's what I.
Should, which she said enhance, but aren't we getting rid of enhance?
The other one's even better, so, yeah, the Eldorado is better, and they can also do that.
So, any thoughts on, do you
Yeah.
want to do 3%, 5%, one, a combination? What are the thoughts? This is your opportunity. Thank you, Tom, for raising your hand.
Thanks. So if I have a $50 water bill and I get charged $15, that's 30%.
That's what me and Sean were talking about. The $15 standard is not really fair to the guy with a small bill versus the guy with a large bill.
Yeah, so.
That's where a 3% or a 5%
Yeah,
balances
a
out.
percentage is fair to everybody.
3%.
And what have we been charging now? Has it been
Who
$15?
had their hand up?
So, I will backtrack and say, as long as it can be
What?
automatically, percentages
Not
back.
charging a late fee, but it's in the rate.
Tom, please. Are you, go ahead and finish.
So, are we charging right now per hour rate schedule? But you said that there's different things in the policy and procedure, but the rate schedule is what people look to understand what they're paying.
We have
But
not
now
been
we
charging
said-
late fees since December, Tom, because of the billing issues. So right now, that's moot. So what we're looking
It's
at
a
is
mess.
moving
Yeah.
forward.
And then we're
what
going to
are we
teach
going
someone
to
else
do?
how to do billing, and it's really
Ed,
not looking like
So-
a great future here.
I kind of like a little bit what Sean was saying, but it might be harder to track. Go with the 3% for like the first 2 missed payments, and then it can escalate up to the 5%.
Yeah, that might be good.
But Alicia, how hard would that be to do in the books? Would that be feasible?
If you think about it, and if you have a 3% and that person isn't paid by the next month, they get 3%. So then here's another bill, that 3% continues to increase till the next month if they
Right.
don't pay it, so there's another 3%. So it's actually, and then that money is gonna just keep increasing as they go by.
You just don't you just key it in as you go?
No,
Like
no, sir,
every month?
that's what I'm talking about. The program, if you put in the penalties will come out by the program, so I don't have to figure out how to push that button.
All right.
It is all automatic and it's all animated or whatever you call it.
Automated.
Thank you, automated. But as they go for 3% each time, it's just gonna keep increasing. So I don't think, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not.
For it to change, right.
I've not put a single late fee on anybody's bill so far because of the mess that this has been in.
I understand.
So unless I go in there and play with it and see what it can do.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you if it was a feasible situation to go 3% 2 months and then step it up to a 5% to, put a bigger penalty on somebody.
I would say if they don't pay too much, shut their water off. Because it's just getting worse. It's only getting worse. If people with $400, $500 bills, it's only getting worse.
How much are we losing on that?
I think that it would be pretty difficult to have to put in 2 different rates.
Okay, no, we're good.
No,
Yeah.
right, I just,
That's why I wanted Alicia to answer it. If it was easy, sure, but if it's complicated, let's streamline.
exactly. So, what are we thinking?
3%.
3%?
Automatically.
So, how many, I had,
That's good.
we can review some of this again.
Ed, what did you?
We can,
On the third round.
we can confirm this again at the next meeting, but when would the 3% start? Like 7 days after the bill is late, 7 days after the due date, which is the 15th of the month usually?
Once the due date goes past, right?
I think, once the due date goes past, that's how it's triggered in the system and it starts.
Okay, so
So the day after.
I think there's like a 1 or 2 day lapse.
If it's the next day,
But it doesn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the next day.
However it's set up, I'm sure it's.
So we can say 2 days after. I think in the, all that I was reading, it said give them a couple of days. Like if the bill was mailed on the 15th, that would count as being on time. So like the 17th to the 18th would essentially be considered on time. But my concern is, and hopefully we're not using enhance ever again after, but if on enhance, because you can't change the bill due date,
I can change it.
you can change it.
Okay, so on the bill, you can tell what date you're billing. You can tell what date it's due. It's the in-between dates that you cannot change. So if they read the bill on the meters this week, like they did this month on the 17th, but I'm going to be sending those out on the 25th or 6th, that means that it's going to look at that date that I sent it out, and it's going to calculate all those days to the 26th, making it look like those bills got sat there for 40 days before anybody read your meter, and it's not the truth. It's just that that's the way the system's built. I begged Jimmy to fix it, the guy at IT. They cannot change that.
So we may want to change doing the 3% penalty until we have the new software.
So like, for instance, right now, the bill is due, or the bill's going out tomorrow. I made it so that it's due on the 21st, which is the day he did it. But if you want to do it that way, I can put it out to the 27th, and then but it just drags it out further. And honestly, we have a few people, several people, many people that are driving on paying right now. They need to pay their electric bill, but you don't want to drag this out. You have income from it.
So you think it would be better to not do the 3%, or not do a percentage penalty or penalty until after we have the software for the ease, so it's not a mess? We don't
I think
need
so.
Okay.
It would be better, it would be fair for the customer.
So what if you don't get our bill because the post office does stuff or something like that? Is there, I thought you guys were discussing being able to email the bill.
He said, what if happens if I'm sorry, you didn't do it, the post office doesn't deliver it, and it's kind of,
I thought you guys were discussing about having an email sent to each of us for the billing.
So last month, I pushed that email button.
Oh.
I don't think I sent it to you. Because yesterday I sent one to a man through that email and nobody got it. So here's the problem. Yes, it was on the post office. I'm actually printing the PDF of those bills. So all I have to do is bring up that book number, which you're all in your own books. Bring up the book number and put it in there, and it'll bring up that bill that I printed.
Oh.
So I know it was printed. Because this is happening all the time.
Then do you have my email or anything?
I hope, have you been to the meeting before and put slide in?
No, I haven't.
If you'll give me your email before you leave, I'll be happy to put it in.
and then Ed had his hand up too.
You guys covered it. I was just, what Elaine had said, to postpone till the new software gets put in, so it's easier for everybody, and hopefully with the new software, our bills come more on a regular standard timeline.
When does Eldorado start? When does Eldorado-
We were hoping this month that the billing situation
It could be October, November.
improved,
But
but
I have to discuss some things with Mark, and we have to make sure everybody's meters are doing what they're supposed to do as well. So.
it's, I'm gonna hope that it's before, well,
Plus, it's
October,
only 1
November.
month will
October,
overlap.
November.
I'm gonna hope it's October.
So the actually we have 2 months will overlap. The first month will overlap. The enhanced will be the real one, and it'll be shadow
That's
month
true.
in El Dorado. And they're gonna switch places. The second shadow month will be El Dorado will be live action, but we will also shadow the other one to verify that the numbers are correct.
So 1,000% by November.
Yeah.
It'll be allowed to verify, it'll be allowed to verify, I've already had to verify 3 times, and I still have things I have to fix right now.
Whatever it takes to get it right.
Yep.
We thought, we were hoping it would be better this month, but it's not. Okay, so we're gonna take that one, the monthly penalties for late payment, and we'll do a 3% late fee beginning after we install Eldorado, and we will remove the $15 one.
Well, can I if I could any comment on that? Again, nothing is scheduled or changed until the public hearing.
Correct. Correct.
We're just trying to make the changes so that we can address that at that.
Just propose it.
Right, I mean, it's not when we're out, it's in there, it's 3%, it's after the public hearing.
Okay, after, which would be, after the public hearing. Okay, got it. And we will have to discuss the whole, pink slip thing, but that's another deal. So residential service, it has application fee transfer and page 4. Security deposit 100, transferring an active account into standing to a new owner 200. And we had talked about that before, and I believe we actually even voted on it. But as I was looking at some data and numbers related to some of the increases, the best suggestion was security deposit is not revenue. We can charge a lower security deposit, and then if we have these slow payers or people that don't pay, then we can look at establishing a security deposit for the high-risk home customer. And on the other hand, we don't need to keep security deposits forever, which it appears that the district has been. Security deposits should be returned after 1 or 2 years of good payments. We don't need to hold it somewhere in a deposit account. So I want to kind of revisit I don't think we have an application transfer fee. That was for back in the day. Everybody should pay an application fee. We're not transferring accounts because with each customer, if they have we need a copy of their rent agreement or their lease agreement or
We actually are transferring fees because when a renter moves out, the landlord still holds that account. So we're just putting in the new person's name and keep continuing that account number as well as the address information and the meter number. We do a final read, but we keep the same account. So it's kind of the same kind of things. Maybe I'm confused at what you're thinking.
Can I bring up another possibility?
Yeah.
In Gilbert, because I follow the Gilbert Water Board. An example, husband and wife had an account for the water service, right? And the wife passed away. So the husband wanted to transfer everything to only his name and to change the account that had their auto pay, and they wanted to charge him a transfer fee. So would something like that apply?
No, I'm just looking at renters because you have a lot of renters here.
Okay. Is that what
And we always want to keep that. We always want to keep that owner's information because the renter bails on their water bill. We need to be able to go back to the landlord, and that's how we're setting those up. As the landlord is the account owner, but the renter is the one that has the.
But we can't charge the property owner for any bill.
No, and we don't. We do the final bill on
Now,
this.
one more thing. Speaking about renters and security deposit, if you rent an apartment and put down your security deposit, you don't get it back after a year or two. They keep the deposit to
Yes,
the
they
lease.
do. They do.
So if your customer leaves without paying their bill after a year or so, and you gave them back the security deposit, then you're going to have X amount of money. So I don't think giving back security deposit is a problem.
I would give it back until after development. When I had an apartment in San Diego for 10 years, I literally got it $4,000 back out again.
Yeah, 10 years.
I had to repay everything to get that back.
You basically make a mess out of it.
Yeah.
So you think not returning a security deposit after a year or two of on-time payments would be?
That's what security
What happens is now you're having yourself, it's a liability, because now if something happens with it, say if it's something to destroy something, now who's going to pay for that? they go out on the land and do whatever they're gonna do.
So if I die, the water bill's in my name, are you planning on sending my security deposit to unclaimed funds?
They go, I mean, it goes to a probate when you die. Like,
My security
all your money,
deposit.
anything is attached to your name.
We send it.
Kevin, are you trying to say something?
No, not for me.
Okay.
Sean, actually what happens when somebody dies, because it has happened, we take the remaining bill and then we make the bill payment with that deposit, whatever's left over. If they don't have enough to pay the full bill, we eat the money, because that's typically what happens. Sometimes if the house sells by the children, we can recoup that money through title, try to cover transfer. But then, yeah, that money, that change goes back to, we're supposed to send that change back to you if you're still there. If you put out.
I mean, I've been on this water company for 30 years and still, my deposit is in some bank account.
We haven't died in that yet.
I know, but I'd like to have it back. It's pretty worthy,
But we have a larger loss than we should in people leaving and not paying their bill, people dying, and we never know how to file with probate. If there's a property owner, we could file a lien at
What if you do a credit report?
a what?
A credit report and base your security deposit on a credit standing? That's what a lot of cities do. Like in City of Phoenix, I can go anywhere and not pay a security deposit because I'm over an 800 credit score. So they don't charge me anything for security deposits. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then you would have to pay the fees to do a credit report.
That's just like an extra step already.
Actually, the customer would have to pay that fee, and that would be just something they have to pay separately, and then we wouldn't need to take their deposit or anything. That's how normally it is done. You have a credit check done, and then if they pass, great. If they don't, well, sorry, we don't know what to do. The other than give you this increased deposit, and I would make sure you put that increased deposit amount in here, so that's part of your thing.
So what if they pass, so we don't take the deposit? And
No,
then they
you
leave?
still have that deposit. Everybody.
Oh, still have the deposit, okay.
I have not seen anybody leave.
Is this-
800? 850?
Tom?
Thank you. Is this the current rate schedule, what we're looking at from the website? In other words, how we're
No.
operating now? It's not.
Here's the website.
All right, well, it's
Were you gonna
okay.
say something, Ed?
No, just Vincent and Alicia were talking, and so she says that everybody has to pay a deposit, but that's not true if you have good credit. But I understand there's a lot of people here that don't have credit, great credit, and then a lot of times deposits are tiered, where if you're of this status of credit, you might pay nothing, you might pay $100 for this section, and then if you're like bad, it might be a $200 to $250 deposit. I've had multiple properties for renters all over the state of Arizona.
I didn't have to pay deposit on my water either, but you guys are really, you have a lot of turnover here. You have a lot of people that are older who have passed that we were just stuck with the bill. And nobody just calls us up and says, hey,
Sold side height, yep.
So the bill just keeps running, and or, somebody's using that water, and of course nobody uses the water. So.
His budget can be reviewed next year, and these are all great ideas, and I appreciate the credit check and the tiered deposit, but for right now, for 1 year, let's see if we can keep it simple, because we're making a lot of other changes in building software, etc. So what can we do to have an acceptable conclusion to this part of it?
$100, I think that's reasonable.
Elaine?
Yes.
Thank you. You said you had the current one, the current rate, so I'm just wondering, as opposed to 100, this is proposed here then, is that right? This is proposed?
That's 2024 schedules.
So this is current? I'm just trying to understand where we are now as to where we're trying to go.
The security deposit right now is 100 and the transfer
Current.
application fee is 200, which in my mind is fair because we have to do 5 reads, the tech has to go out and do that, and we're change out the meter, and I have to do all the paperwork in the office. So I think that is fair at 200. This right here, if it's not transferring, I don't see that extra 100 coming.
So, what would the end, can we take off transferring in an active account in good standing to a new owner? I've never seen that happen. I don't think.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so we're going to remove that one, transferring an active account in good standing to a new owner. So that would mean they're going to pay an application fee and a security deposit, so that, and I think that's where we were at the last time. So that would be $300, $200 for the application fee or the transfer fee.
No, it's actually additions. They're both. So the application is the application, the credit, their driver's license, their lease if they're leasing, and then they have to pay the deposit. Okay. So the application and transfer fee, that transfer fee is actually goes to paying for Mark going up and get the final read from the other person, maybe changing the lease in or putting in a meter and or whatever he has to do, reporting that back to me, and then I have to put all that back into the system.
So the transfer fee is actually the final.
It's both, it's the transfer fee is and the application fee are combined.
So,
At 300,
At
right?
two.
At 200.
you know, but the thing is, the rates are going up, and an average bill is easily $100. So how would you feel about, remember, these can be modified, and
I'm sorry, but I would do the credit check,
the what?
a credit check on everyone that comes in.
No, not this year. Let's keep it simple without the credit check. We can discuss the credit check next year. We're already having enough issues with billing. We don't need so anymore.
So what you just explained, like, there's the security deposit, 100, okay? But then everything that's involved in a transfer or a new customer coming in or whatever. So the cost factor to the water district is Mark having to go out and read the meter, right, and close it down, whether it's closed down and then he has to go read it before the next one starts or whatever. So there's his cost involved in time going through doing that.
That's the minimal. I have to make a work order. He has to come by, we have a work order book now, so we can make sure we track open and close. So he brings, he comes, gets the work order book, he takes it out in the field, he does all his work out there with those that work order book. When he gets done with that, he brings it back. The final reads are a little different, because they have to be done quickly. And then so he will bring it back to me, then I have to get the final read, and then I have to change everything in the system so that it's the new person. In the meantime, we have to get that application, we need to call the landlord and confirm that that person is not just saying it's there. We've had that
So
happen.
if I'm looking at everything that goes into the cost factor for labor and food and Mark,
Yes,
then $100 isn't enough.
that's why I said 200.
200 for that and plus 100 for
100
this.
for the deposit.
And I think the deposit needs to go up to 200 because a $100 deposit is nothing, and we, so I think a $400 new residential, and this would be for.
Damn, that's high. That was insane. I can see $200 for deposit and a $100 application fee. That way, the deposit is your money to hang on to for when they move.
That money is.
Because regardless of what you're doing, whether you're entering numbers real quick or Mark's out in the field doing a last minute reading, he gets paid the same no matter what. You guys don't get to keep that money. That just goes into.
That deposit sits in the state of Arizona fund, and we never see it. We never see it. It goes there and it goes away, and
But
then
they all don't go there.
they all go there.
I disagree. I think $200 for the application fee, when you look at the, what it costs us and all the work that goes into it, I think $200 is totally fair. And we're actually, we can make changes to this, or we can leave it the way it was voted. And I think making these changes is a positive thing. And I think if you look at a $200 deposit and a $200 application fee, $400, in comparison to what you see in Phoenix and other areas, how does that compare?
I think it's pretty high, yeah. And I think if you look at the general consensus of the income of the people of Black Canyon City, you're going to price people out of getting water from you. You got to think how many people here are on government income, right? That's fixed, Social Security, welfare, what have you, right? Where are they going to come up with that extra $400 to move in up here?
Plus first and last month rent.
So
when I compared it to other districts, it was, but we also have to look at $100 security deposit. How many bills do we have hanging around where we're just left with nothing?
And it's the people that don't have any money that are the ones struggling to pay their bills, that are the ones going out and not paying their bills and leaving, so that's where that credit check comes in. So without that credit check, it's hard for me to say whether I agree with you or not, but right now, I think we're pushing it at $300, that's why I'm so.
I do too.
And I appreciate that, but we're not going to do a credit check this year, period. That just is, it's too much.
no, I'm with Alicia. I think 300 is that's otherwise when you break that, you're gonna have more people start figuring out how to get water and circumventing you.
I agree.
You're gonna get people stealing more water.
$200 security deposit?
Yes.
And then
And a $100 application.
That sounds better.
That
What's on here, right?
Opposite.
Oh, 200 security fee.
That way, if they leave, they've got $200 to cover their bill instead of $100.
And as the water board, when anybody starts the service with you, again, I know this is a little complicated, but you can do a lien on that property for any outstanding debt, so that when that house sells, the water district collects all the unpaid.
We've talked about liens. That was something we've addressed some time ago. And Devin, what was your comment on a lien? We can't lien a property for a bill that a renter lost.
Yeah, that is
And then it gets costed.
it's much more difficult to lean, but I guess broadly speaking, our guidance is that the
Yes.
remedies the number one remedy available to the community. We recommend that you should adopt.
I understand what Devin's saying, but back to like what Alicia said, your property owner should be holding the account. The tenant should be using the account, so that the property owner would be held liable to go after their tenant for any unpaid debt.
Exactly. And we talked about that and we discussed it at a board meeting, and the decision was to leave it as an option for the property owner. If they wanted to have their name remain on the bill and to charge the
Tenant.
their tenant. Before, what the old board did was, if somebody didn't pay the bill, they would pull the meter and then they would charge a $3,500 fee to put the meter back in. That's how they made up for people not paying the bill.
In Phoenix, if your water bill's not paid and you move out, the water company will come shut off your water regardless of who owns that account.
Yes.
And then the owner will have to get that water turned on, or the renter has to pay what they left.
Correct.
So that's how Barbara and I have been treating it. Is, sorry, your renter left this, so we can't continue water service until this back is paid.
Correct.
And that's how we've been doing it, because of the direction.
But that's not a written policy, so we have to write that into a policy. Is that not correct, Devin?
Correct.
Yes, you should have a policy for all this.
Okay, some of these things, again, these are great ideas, and I agree with them, but we have so much going on, taking on writing more policies and stuff right now would just be too much, and we have maybe just enough time for, no, we don't. Well, let me see, there's another page. The others will be at the next meeting. Let's do page 9. This is a simple one. Commercial and residential fees, there's a lot to consider in those. Photocopy fees, page 9, we can take off TV of the meeting because we don't have fees. Cost per page. I don't know that 50 cents is adequate when you look at the cost of paper and the cost of ink and the cost of the printer. Anybody else work with copies to know what the standard fee is?
Why charge?
They charge. We charge
That's
a
what
lot.
that's what we all go
Do
to.
you, with your copy machine, you get charged by the page that you?
What?
With your copy machine, you guys get charged by the pages, amount of pages you print?
No, we do not. No, we get charged a flat rate with each owner and the toner is included, but we have, what is it, the paper fee? which is
Okay.
The only thing.
Toshiba.
No, we pay $55 a month for the toner.
It's for the toner and for the copies. There's that.
So,
Yes.
Toshiba, who I deal with, they charge us 15 cents for a color copy and 10 cents for black and white. And that's
Well,
every.
that wouldn't even pay for our paper.
No, that doesn't pay for paper, that's just for the copy itself, just to do the copy. So you're registering? It's not registered.
We've got 5 minutes. Let's just,
Didn't register, I guess, I don't know.
I have the, what the board discussed the last time and what was approved at the public hearing. And we need to look at what was approved and what we're looking at changing. And we just don't have time to go through it. And unfortunately, again, the opportunity was there for all of you to come to those other meetings where we discussed this and nobody did. So now we're just kind of having a redo, which is taking it takes a lot of time. And so we're going to meet again on Tuesday, time to be determined, location to be determined. Pardon?
I'll be in Kentucky.
Oh, for how long?
Well, you'll still have it.
What do you think? Can you come here telephonically?
Yes.
Thank you. We can't not.
You gotta let me know the time, because I'm meeting on the road doing work.
What time would work for you?
You tell me the time, I'll make some time for it, but it could be.
We'll talk about it tomorrow, okay? Keep this so that you can offer feedback. I don't want to spend more than one more meeting having to go through this, so be clear on your suggestions. You can look at the way the rates are now. Some of the things will not change based on what the board voted on, but some of it we are definitely open to change. We'll take it tomorrow. I'll go ahead.
I'll go by
I
tomorrow.
just want to write it down so.
I'll be gone for Friday. I want to.
She's not on the board. What?
Can we go to the call to the public?
Okay, so meeting is.
No, we need to.
Oh,
We have 3 minutes.
we have 3 minutes. Yes.
3 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to know where the district is financially.
Okay.
I would like to know the balances on the bookkeeper's report for July.
Okay.
Can the treasurer read those?
Pardon?
Would the treasurer be able to read those?
Our bank account.
It's
Our
just-
bank
it's-
account balances.
When you call it to the public, we're
Yeah.
learning what you say for the next time, so if you have something for us.
Okay, so I would like to request the bookkeeper's report be posted prior to a meeting, so we as owner users know where this district is financially.
And as I told you, we do not, posting an unapproved document, I sent you an email explaining that.
I got
And
that
I'm going
email.
to stay with that email.
What about the June report?
The bookkeeper's report is not on the agenda. It will be on the next one, and the board can.
It should be on everyone.
Joyce, we don't have to post unapproved. We can wait for the board to approve it.
But the June one is not approved, and it is posted.
None
It
are
is
The June
unapproved.
one is approved.
It
No,
says
none are
not
approved.
approved on the website.
The
When-
revenues
when-
all say zero.
So we
When
will
did you
check-
start
I will
approving?
check and see if June, if the bookkeeper's report is approved or not? What makes you say it's not approved?
It says.
Nothing is approved.
On the website.
I don't believe the June report is being approved. There were some questions.
Oh, that's right. Melina had questions that we needed to. And we never got
Bookkeeper
those from her.
reports were never
So
approved,
Melina, could you
ever.
please look at the June report?
Nothing's
and
been
any
approved.
concerns you have?
Not even minutes.
So right now, this week, by Tuesday, could you please look at the June report
Yeah.
and note any changes or anything you disagree with so we can approve it? Because if we don't get your changes in writing, the board will look at it, and if there's nothing they find concerning or unusual, it will be approved.
It
If,
seems to me that I sent Devin a letter telling him what I wanted added to the report, and I got back the letter saying it was a fixed format paper and we couldn't add things to it.
we can.
So the June report, yes, there's mistakes on it.
Well, then submit the mistakes, and I'm going to let you know right now that the people coming in here, they complain about the legal fees and having an attorney on the phone and all of this, and yet almost everyone in here has reached out to the attorney and incurred legal fees. Many of you in here have reached out to the attorney and incurred legal fees.
There's
And
the
it's
problem.
asked you to submit it to the board and the office of operations.
It's not us.
No, it's not us. I'm not.
Can I
I
ask?
think she's insinuating it's Melina.
Lawyer.
Yes, Tom?
I'd just like to know, when did you start needing to approve any reports? Because none have ever been approved, and when I managed the website, everything I posted, nothing was approved. Operations report, bookkeeper's report, nothing was ever approved. But now, you're saying you're not posting things because they're not getting approved or they're not approved. So this is new.
I sent an email, I addressed that question with Joyce already.
I don't know anything about it.
Well,
The public doesn't know anything
Devin,
about
would you
it.
like to comment on that? The time is up. Pardon?
Put it on the next.
We'll put it on the next
One more
agenda.
thing for the
Joyce,
agenda.
what?
One more thing for the agenda. I'd like to know what's going on with the capital improvement fund.
What about it?
Next agenda?
Well, we'll put it on the
There's been
next.
no
We can't
deposits in
answer
it since
questions.
October
This
of
is only for them to let us know what
What I'm
they
saying
want.
is
Right.
it's a very vague statement, so what in particular?
Okay, so in particular, there has been no deposits into that account since October of 2025.
Okay, we put that on the agenda.
Yes?
The guy from Tucson that's supposed to be working on Enhance, where is he with that?
Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cannot answer that because this is only taking next items on the
Okay,
agenda.
and then, we were supposed to be having 3 months or something worth of reviews or audits or something like that. Where are we with that as
We'll
well?
put that on the next agenda. Anything else? Yes?
This is just for the next agenda, if you will. So the board is aware that obviously people in the community are not happy with the way things are going with either leadership or the board's decisions or whatever, current financial condition, lack of infrastructure improvement, and all of those things. And that should be very clear by the whole recall situation. So I'm asking if there could be a topic on the next agenda or the one after that that perhaps addresses, if you've listened to the community, what plans are in place or are being planned or projected to address some of those things that the community is not happy with at this point in time.
So,
It's just, I just asked for the next agenda.
Got it.
you know what? And please note, the next agenda, we need to focus on what we started tonight. And
Next
we
one.
will,
Oh, you should say the next one, should one of the.
we will put things on the agenda as time allows. It may not meet your time frame, but we will get to it as quickly as we can in putting it on the agenda. However, we have to tend to immediate business, which would be
Business is financial.
what we're addressing right now. like, meeting adjourned. And by the way, when we came in, I thought that the owner users were gonna have everything set up because that was a part of the deal, and we came in and nothing was set up.
Well, I thought they decided.
Alina, you need to get with me and Joyce because of the June financials, also zero revenue. And if anybody looked at this, they would be saying, why the hell does it say actual zero revenue?
And what happened with the, what happened with the sales?
One of these days, you
Yeah, I know, it was short notice.